Hi, my name's Angelina and I'm the Unit Coordinator for Professional Practice 3. This segment talks about the assessment of our pre-service teachers, and I'm using Professional Practice 3 as an example because each of our assessment reports and requirements are very similar in each professional practice placement. So you can see on the screen that I have the Professional Practice 3 report, and this report is to be filled out twice during the professional practice placement. We call the first report an interim report and then a final report, and it's exactly the same report that you use for both. So the interim report should be completed at the end of the first week of the block, and then the final report is completed at the end of the placement. So the report is organised according to the sections that have been outlined on the final experience report that all Queensland universities use. So there are 5 sections. The first one is around planning effectively, and you can see that we've identified the professional standards for teachers that sit within the planning domain. So there are quite a few there, and it's about working your way through them and making a judgment based on the progress of the student. You can also see that we ask you to rank the student either whether they're below expectations, developing towards expectations, at expectations, or exceeding expectations. And I'm going to show you in a moment the guide for making judgments, which can help you to make a judgment about where the student is at. There's also a section for you to provide some feedback, and this is a really important part of the report, to write a feedback around each section. So the first one, as I said, is planning. The second one is around teaching. The third one is around managing. So these are to do with behaviour management strategies, classroom environment, and so forth. The fourth one is around assessing and recording learning, so ensuring that our students are using assessment strategies and are embedding these into their teaching. The final section that you make a comment on is around professional conduct in the school, because as you are aware, our students are working towards becoming a professional in the profession. So at the bottom of the report, and this is a really important part, is around where the student sits overall. So you need to make that decision. Are they below or developing towards? Or are they meeting expectations, or are they exceeding above those expectations? If they are happening to be below or developing towards overall, that means that we need to put in some support mechanisms for the student. Hence, the importance of that interim report. This is usually when we do identify if a student needs specific help, and we can either enact the at-risk plan at that point in time, or we can simply put in some support mechanisms to help the pre-service teacher. It's really important that everyone who's involved in the professional practice placement signs the report and agrees to what is in the report. If I just keep going in the booklet, we have a couple of things that help you to make these judgments. The first one is around the observation template. So this is for you, the supervising teacher, to use as you observe our pre-service teachers in action. So it's around identifying a specific area for observation and making links to the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, and then documenting what you see our pre-service teacher do, what you hear them do, and how the lesson goes. There's also a space there for you to jot down questions or other comments for feedback. This is a really important template that you then use later on to discuss how the student has gone with them. And this will provide some clear aspects for you to make some judgments about their progress. The second tool that we give you is this guide for making judgments, and I explain this tool in a different video, but very quickly we provide some outline for what you should be looking for when you are observing the students and also making those judgments. And again, it's organised according to those sections that are found in the assessment form. So we ask you to look at artefacts, observations, and also discussions and reflections that you have with the pre-service teacher. And this is where that observation template can be used as evidence. So I'm going to stop there. Of course, the assessment of our pre-service teachers is very important, and you have a very important role in determining how they are going in their progress.